Hey, Los Angeles Lakers. Man, we're back with an exclusive video featuring you. First, log in to subscribe to the latest channel updates and stay in the know with an essential video to keep you informed. Get daily messages without the noise and stay up to date with the latest Dallas Mavericks news. Serious consideration needs to be given to trading Anthony Davis. That's right, outside of Cian, yes, you read that correctly. The starting right should be shared with Nico Harrison, and the mess he made over a month ago should be cleaned up. Harrison and the Mavericks stunned the NBA world with a blockbuster trade that sent global star Luka Dončić to the Los Angeles Lakers. The deal sent shockwaves through the sports world. Fans and analysts at Lenning PTA were stunned. Both teams, the Lakers after managing to donate to the series, for the second seed in the Western Conferences, support the speculation that the Dončić-LeBron James partnership can lead to the immediate postseason. Meanwhile, the Mavericks' success had them facing a completely different reality. For Dallas, it was catastrophic as things got worse. Harrison earned the Dončić trade. Anthony Davis has only 31 minutes for the Mavericks since his only game in a Mavericks uniform. Davis showcased his superstar scoring skills, with 31 points on 63% shooting, 16 rebounds, 7 assists and 3 blocked shots in a win over the Houston Rockets. In that brief moment, Mavericks fans witnessed the potential Davis brought to the table, but just as quickly as that excitement, disaster followed. Davis left the game with a left finger injury and has not been on the court since. This derailed Dallas' season. Kyrie Irving, the star who was supposed to pair with Davis, also suffered a serious injury, torn anterior cruciate ligament, which ended his season. This indicates that Davis could be out for the rest of the year, and the Mavericks now face the harsh reality of a lost season. The immediate question is, where do we go from here? At this point, one of several remaining options is to bench Davis after just 31 minutes in a Mavericks jersey. This will be the final confession of a failed trade that should never have happened in the first place. But as difficult as this move may seem, it may be the smartest decision the Mavericks can make. Leaving behind this reality is Harrison himself, who already shares a strong relationship with Davis, and it's hard to imagine Harrison publicly admitting that this trade was a mistake just 5 months later. But if the Mavericks want to salvage any hope for their future, Harrison must reconsider the move that worked for Luka after all. The Lakers' acquisition of Davis is already being tracked as a pivotal moment in NBA history, and not in a good way for Dallas. Whoever takes over the franchise should see that trading Davis now, while his value is still high, would allow them to recoup much-needed assets while giving them a chance to rebuild and focus on the future. Irving's option further complicates the Mavericks' position. Meanwhile, he's expected to request a new contract following his knee injury, which is also a significant risk. Alternatively, the Mavericks could try to ensure that the window of opportunity remains open after Irving returns, with the possibility of a long-term, multi-year deal, a risky move that could further cement the team's decline. The February 1st trade that brought Davis to Dallas never made much sense, and now, with the season all but lost, the Mavericks have little chance of reversing the damage from that decision. It's time for the franchise to take a step back and consider a longer-term future rather than maintaining a short-sighted plan for the short term. The smartest move right now might be to accept a losing trade for Davis and focus on rebuilding the Mavericks for the future. The smartest move now may be to accept a loss-making trade for Davis and focus on rebuilding the Mavericks for the future. Moving on, we ask that you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Changes are afoot for the Los Angeles Lakers, and the team is reportedly making a bold move on the NBA trade market with plans to land Karl Anthony Towns, one of the league's most versatile and dynamic players. After an impressive performance with the New York Knicks, including an incredible 62-point outing and a dominating 30-20 win over old rivals Minnesota Timberwolves, Towns quickly became one of the league's most coveted assets due to his ability to stretch the floor as a center while maintaining elite defense and playmaking skills that have caught the attention of more teams, with the Lakers leading the charge. Towns' skill set is a perfect fit for the Lakers, who are looking to step up with a rare blend of size and shooting ability. He could immediately impact the Lakers' offense, providing an injection of energy and new focus for a team that has struggled to find scoring consistency among its big men. Adding a big man like Towns to the roster could provide a much-needed injection of vitality to the team, while also adding a powerful on-court presence, especially with LeBron James expected to form a strong partnership with him. The Lakers have been working tirelessly to improve the team's consistency, and with Towns, that quest could be realized. He would add a much-needed dimension to the Lakers' frontcourt game, allowing the team to potentially form a strong duo with LeBron James as they seek even more depth and cohesion for the playoffs. However, landing Karl Anthony Towns won't come without its price tag. For the Lakers, it will require giving up some valuable players and assets, possibly including Anthony Davis, who is already an established name but who, for now, could be the key piece of this trade. Acquiring Towns would be a significant move, but one that would also raise questions about his longevity and fit within the Lakers system, especially considering his past injuries. Despite his risks, Towns offers a highly versatile option, capable of dominating both inside and outside the paint, and with an excellent three-point shot. His presence on the court could transform the Lakers' offensive dynamic, as well as allowing LeBron greater freedom to create and involve other teammates. There is still much to consider, but the future of the Lakers in Dallas appears poised for profound transformation, and the decision of which path to take could define the next phase of their history. And the decision of which path to follow can define the next phase of your story. If the Lakers do land Karl Anthony Towns, the pressure will be on LeBron James and the franchise to make the most of this new partnership. Towns would bring a mix of skills that the Lakers need to compete for a title again, especially with his ability to impact the game on both offense and defense. The biggest question will be how he fits into the Lakers' game plan and whether he can stay healthy throughout the season. The league is unpredictable, and the fitness of its key players will be a deciding factor in any future success. For the Mavericks, what seemed like a promising season with the addition of Kyrie Irving and the huge impact of Luka Dončić now seems to be turning into a nightmare. Irving's injury and the lack of consistency on their defense, especially with Davis out, only increase the uncertainty about the team's future. The pressure is on Nico Harrison to turn things around, and a drastic change may be necessary, either via trade or a deeper rebuild to secure a promising future. How the Mavericks deal with these setbacks in the coming months will be crucial. If they can rebuild and strengthen their team, with or without Davis, they may still have a chance to return to competitiveness. However, if they continue with a try-everything-this-season mentality without making significant changes, they could be setting themselves up for a longer period of frustration and reset. The NBA is constantly evolving, and the Lakers, with their winning mentality, will certainly be on the lookout for any moves that could give them a significant advantage, whether through acquisitions like Towns or by enhancing the team with other high-level talent. The decisions made now, both on and off the court, could set the course for the next few years for these two franchises, and the strategy they adopt will be crucial in determining who truly succeeds. And the strategy adopted will be crucial in determining who will actually succeed. The Lakers, for their part, appear to be in a position to make strategic moves, especially with the potential to bolster their frontcourt with Karl Anthony Towns. Adding him could create a powerful big three alongside LeBron James and Anthony Davis, with the potential to generate an even more dynamic and difficult-to-stop offense. However, that would require careful balancing, as the Lakers need to ensure their on-court chemistry isn't destabilized by new acquisitions. The team has historically been one of the most respected teams in the league when all of its key players are healthy and in sync, but the challenge is always maintaining the integrity of the roster over a long season. On the other hand, if the Mavericks opt to rebuild, it would mean taking a step back, but with a long-term vision that could put the team back on the right track after some time. The departure of key players like Davis could be the key to recovering valuable assets that, in the future, could be used to build a more balanced team around Luka Dončić. This would bring more flexibility in the trade market and future draft picks, which would be key to ensuring sustainable growth. So the decisions both teams make in the coming months will not only determine how they compete in the playoffs, but also how their strategy will shape up for the years to come. They will need to look beyond the immediate and focus on what's next, even if that means making bold moves that not all fans or analysts would understand at first. The pressure is on both teams to not only improve in the short term, but also build a team that is capable of staying competitive and relevant for the long term. And so the future of the NBA remains a fascinating uncertainty, with changes, trades, and adjustments happening at every turn. What happens in the coming weeks could completely change the landscape of the league, whether it's the Lakers reaching new heights of dominance or the Mavericks finding a way to become an elite team again. What is certain, however, is that the decisions that follow could be crucial to the long-term success of these two franchises. Lasting success of these two franchises. Behind the scenes, the climate of expectation continues to grow. For the Lakers, the desire to win another title with LeBron James is still palpable. The idea of putting a talent like Karl Anthony Towns alongside Davis and LeBron could be the key to finally regaining control of the Western Conference and, more importantly, competing for another championship. But with all the options on the market and the pressure on the team to make the right decision, the window for that achievement may be narrower than many think. Next season will be a pivotal one for the Lakers, and any misjudgment or lapse in team chemistry could jeopardize their plans for immediate success. For the Mavericks, the need to make quick and assertive decisions has become even more urgent. With Luka Dončić as the team's star center, it's clear the franchise needs to surround him with more talent to be competitive. Kyrie Irving, as excellent a player as he is, has not yet managed to bring the necessary stability to the team, especially after the injury that compromised his plans. Irving's health will be a constant concern, and that only increases the need for Dallas to reinvent itself, considering alternatives on the trade market to give the team a new direction. The possibility of moving on from Anthony Davis could be a viable path for Dallas, as despite Davis's undeniable talent, he has shown himself to be prone to injuries, which could be a risk in the long term. Trading him could open up space for other opportunities, both in the player market and in draft picks, allowing the franchise to rebuild its foundation in a more solid way for the future. However, trading a player of this caliber is never easy, and the pressure on the Mavericks management will be enormous, as the franchise will need to ensure that the compensation is worthy of the investment made in Davis. These trade moves not only impact the fortunes of the Lakers and Mavericks, but could also spark a power shift in the West, where teams like the Clippers, Nuggets and Suns are trying to establish themselves as championship favorites. The competition is fierce, and the Lakers, with a youthful approach to LeBron, and the Mavericks, with hopes of a renewal around Luka, need to play their cards wisely. And so the NBA season gathers pace, and with it come new questions. Who will be able to adapt to these changes the quickest? Which moves will be most effective in shaping the future of the franchises? The next chapters will be crucial in deciding the fate of these NBA giants. Decide the fate of these NBA giants. With all these potential moves, the NBA trade market is hotter than ever. Every week, new rumors circulate, and franchises try to get ahead of the curve and figure out how to best position themselves for the future. With LeBron James still dominating the league and Luka Dončić emerging as one of the greatest talents of this generation, the NBA West is becoming more competitive by the day. The Lakers, for example, have a strong point with LeBron, but as he ages, he may start to feel the effects of aging. Therefore, it is essential that the team makes wise decisions to ensure that their championship window remains open for longer. Adding players like Towns may be essential to keep the team relevant, but that will only work if all the components of the team fit well into Darvin Ham's system of play. Meanwhile, Dallas finds itself in a slightly more complicated situation. Luka Dončić remains the face of the franchise, but he can't do everything on his own. Kyrie Irving, while talented, has failed to show the consistency he needs and is now recovering from an injury. Dallas management urgently needs to find a solution to give Luka the support he needs to become a true contender, and that may require not only changes to the roster, but also to the way the team is managed. In both cases, fans of both franchises and NBA analysts will be keeping a close eye on the next moves. The pressure to get it right will be immense, and any wrong move could have long-term consequences. Both teams have incredible stars, but they also face depth and health issues that could be crucial to their quest for a title. The answer to these questions will come in the coming weeks, when the Lakers and Mavericks will have to decide which path to take, whether to continue banking on their star players or whether to look for new ways to improve their teams for the future. Improve your teams for the future. Deciding which direction to take will require not only a thorough analysis of each player's abilities, but also a strategic assessment of what is most viable in the long term. In the case of the Lakers, the focus on combining immediate talent with a vision for sustainability is key. The search for a key player like Karl Anthony Towns reflects an attempt to find a balance between LeBron's experience and the youthful power of other players like Anthony Davis. However, this balance needs to be maintained carefully, as the chemistry between the players will be essential to the team's success. An error in judgment, whether it's overconfidence in the presence of injuries to a few players or neglecting the need for depth on the roster, could be fatal to the Lakers' hopes of another title run. The Mavericks, meanwhile, face the challenge of reconfiguring a team around Luka Dončić, who is clearly the cornerstone of the franchise's future. However, without the help of a consistent second star, such as Anthony Davis or another major acquisition, the team's future is in jeopardy. Kyrie Irving, with his undeniable ability, has yet to form a lasting partnership with Luka, mainly due to his injuries and inconsistencies. Dallas will have to make quick decisions about its roster, and this may include not only trading assets to improve the team's composition, but also a deeper reassessment of the way they are building around Dončić. Compromising on health and consistency will be crucial to maximizing the players' potential. Both franchises have significant challenges ahead, but also a window of opportunity if they make the right decisions. For the Lakers, the immediate goal is to remain competitive while LeBron can still impact the league in such a profound way. Adding players like Towns may be what it takes to ensure the team remains relevant, but time is running out and the window for more titles may be narrower than many think. For the Mavericks, it's a matter of solidifying Luka's future and ensuring the team around him is able to provide the support needed to reach the NBA Finals. With the NBA evolving every season, these decisions will be crucial not only to the short-term success, but to the future of these two great franchises. The pressure is on them, and their next steps will determine how they are remembered for decades to come. In the coming decades, as the NBA landscape changes, the strategic decisions these franchises make now will have a significant impact on the future of the league. Trade options, injury management, and the development of young talent will all be key to ensuring the Lakers and Mavericks remain among the top forces in the competition. While stars like LeBron James and Luka Dončić have the power to change the course of a season, long-term success depends on the depth and consistency of the entire team. The Lakers, with a combination of experienced players and promising youngsters, need to ensure that LeBron continues to be the driving force of the team, while Anthony Davis needs to maintain his physical and mental fitness to ensure the Lakers have a solid defense and a threat on offense. Roster management will be key to adjusting rotations efficiently and ensuring the team maintains its competitive rhythm. For the Mavericks, on the other hand, the focus should be on building a cohesive team around Luka Dončić. While adding a big-name star is a possibility, as is the case with a potential Davis trade, the team needs to focus on balancing its roster, prioritizing roster depth and a system that maximizes Doncic's skills. Additionally, Irving's health issues need to be closely monitored, as a full and productive season from him would be a huge boost for the franchise. In both cases, managing expectations will be crucial. Fans are always eager for immediate results, but truly building a championship-winning team often requires patience. Adapting to new realities, whether through tactical adjustments, changes, or even changes in playing philosophy, can be what separates teams that remain competitive from those that fall into a rebuilding spiral. The coming months will therefore be a real test of the waters for the Lakers and Mavericks. The pressure to act decisively and intelligently has never been greater, and the NBA will be watching closely how these two franchises position themselves for the future. Whether they succeed or fail will depend on the ability of their front offices to make the right decisions in order to not only survive the competition, but to establish themselves as true contenders in an increasingly challenging West. As the stars shine brighter and the competition intensifies, both the Lakers and Mavericks are at a turning point. With critical decisions ahead and a future full of possibilities, the history of the NBA continues to be written, and these two giants will have the opportunity to make their mark. Will the strength of LeBron James and the rise of Luka Dončić define the future of the league? Only time will tell. If you're excited to see how these stories unfold, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Stay up to date with the latest updates and don't miss any exciting moments of the season. Join us as we follow everything happening in the Los Angeles Lakers and NBA universe. Until the next video, let's go together towards the top.